Some matches feel important the moment they are announced, and this was one of them. Argentina against England, two of the most storied nations in football history, colliding in Atlanta, with a spot in the World Cup final on the line. What unfolded over the course of the next 2 hours turned into one of the most dramatic matches of the entire tournament. A game that swung from tension to heartbreak to pure delirium. And by the time the final whistle blew, American fans across the country were left completely stunned by what they had just witnessed. In this video, we are going to walk through exactly how this match unfolded, from the opening whistle to the final minute, break down the moments that defined it, and explore why this particular result hit American audiences so hard. So let us get right into it. To understand why this match carried so much weight, you have to understand the history sitting underneath it. Argentina and England have not met in a World Cup knockout match since 1998, but their shared history stretches back decades, filled with iconic moments, bitter controversy, and a rivalry that extends well beyond the football pitch itself. Both nations arrived in Atlanta with something to prove, Argentina chasing a rare second consecutive World Cup title, a feat no nation had managed in 70 years, and England still searching for a return to the final for the first time since their solitary triumph back in 1966. Neither team had an easy road to reach this point either, with Argentina needing extra time just to survive Cape Verde in the round of 32 before nearly being upset by Egypt in the round of 16, and England grinding through a difficult win over Mexico before edging past Norway in the quarter-finals. Both squads walked into this semi-final battered, motivated, and fully aware of exactly what was at stake. From the very first whistle, it was clear this was not going to be a match defined by clean, flowing football. Tempers flared almost immediately, with both sides tangling physically and appealing loudly for fouls that officials often let play through rather than stopping the action. The statistic that best captured the opening stretch came at the first hydration break, when the two teams had combined for 8 fouls and not a single shot on goal between them. It was scrappy, physical, and at times bordering on outright hostile, with players hitting the turf across the pitch as both sides tried to impose their will before either could find any real rhythm. For American viewers who had spent the tournament watching plenty of tightly contested matches, this felt different. More like a street fight dressed up as a football match than the free-flowing, highlight reel soccer many had come to expect from these two attacking rosters. Before we get into how this match actually turned in the second half, take a second to hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed, because we are covering every major moment from these final rounds as the tournament heads towards Sunday's final. It only takes a second and it genuinely helps the channel. Alright, back to the match. The deadlock finally broke in the 55th minute when Anthony Gordon gave England the lead after tapping home a cross from Morgan Rogers during a quick transition. The goal electrified the England supporters inside the stadium and seemed to validate the aggressive, physical approach their side had taken throughout the first hour of play. For a stretch after that goal, England looked comfortable, absorbing pressure and threatening on the counter, while goalkeeper Jordan Pickford produced a string of outstanding saves to keep Argentina at bay, including a stunning stop on a header from Nico Gonzalez that had the Argentine bench holding its collective breath. As the match ticked past the 70-minute mark, it genuinely looked like England might be the team of destiny this time. Closing in on their first World Cup final appearance since 1966, while Argentina's attack continued to search for answers against a stubborn English defense. Then, in the 85th minute, everything changed. Enzo Fernandez unleashed a thunderous strike to level the score at 1 goal apiece, sending the Argentina section of the stadium into an explosion of noise and disbelief. The goal breathed new life into Argentina's attack at exactly the moment their World Cup hopes appeared to be slipping away. And just a few minutes later, in second-half stoppage time, Lionel Messi drove down the right side of the pitch and delivered a brilliant cross into the box, where Lautaro Martinez rose to head the ball past Pickford and complete the most dramatic possible comeback. The stadium erupted. Argentina's players sprinted toward their bench in pure jubilation, and England's players were left stunned on the turf, unable to process how a match they had controlled for large stretches had slipped away in the final minutes. Messi, playing England for the very first time in his legendary career, had assisted both of Argentina's late goals, further cementing his status as the most decisive player left in the tournament. What made this comeback feel almost inevitable to those who had followed Argentina's entire tournament run is that this was not the first time they had needed something extraordinary just to survive. Their round of 16 match against Egypt had seen them trail by 2 goals in the second half before storming back to win, a result that later became mixed up in its own controversy involving disallowed goals and questions about the officiating. Their round of 32 match against Cape Verde also required extra time before Argentina finally pulled away. Taken together with this latest comeback against England, a clear pattern emerged over the course of the tournament. One where Argentina repeatedly found themselves on the brink before Messi and his teammates produced something remarkable when it mattered most, leading many commentators and fans alike to begin describing this Argentina side as a team of destiny that simply refuses to be eliminated. For American audiences who had spent this entire summer falling deeper into World Cup soccer, this match delivered exactly the kind of chaotic, emotional theater that keeps casual fans hooked. Social media exploded the moment Martinez's header hit the back of the net, with American viewers expressing pure astonishment at how quickly the match had flipped from England's control to an Argentine celebration. Many fans admitted they had gone from expecting an England victory to witnessing pure heartbreak for the Three Lions within the span of about 7 minutes, a swing so sudden that it left comment sections and group chats scrambling to process what had just happened. Beyond the drama of the scoreline itself, American fans also reacted strongly to Messi's continued brilliance at 39 years old, marveling at how a player his age could still be the decisive difference maker on the sport's biggest stage, assisting both of the goals that sent his team through to another final. This semi-final victory also carries enormous significance in the broader context of the tournament as a whole. Argentina now advances to face Spain in Sunday's final, chasing back-to-back titles in a feat that has not been accomplished in the men's game in 70 years. For England, meanwhile, the wait for a return to World Cup glory stretches on, extending their 60-year drought since their only triumph on home soil in 1966. Manager Thomas Tuchel and his players will now have to process another agonizing near miss on the sport's biggest stage, having come agonizingly close to ending decades of frustration before falling to yet another Argentina miracle in the final minutes. For neutral American fans without strong ties to either nation, the storyline of Messi potentially capping his legendary career with one final World Cup triumph adds an emotional layer that many say makes this the most compelling final matchup they could have hoped for. At the end of the day, this match delivered everything a World Cup semi-final is supposed to deliver: tension, controversy, physical intensity, and a finish so dramatic that it left millions of fans across the world completely speechless. Argentina's ability to repeatedly find a way out of impossible situations continues to define their tournament, and American fans who have spent this summer discovering the emotional rollercoaster that international soccer can provide got yet another unforgettable reminder of exactly why this sport captivates so much of the planet. With Argentina now set to face Spain for the title on Sunday, the stage is set for one final chapter in what has already become one of the most memorable World Cups in recent memory. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you are subscribed so you catch our coverage of the final the moment it happens, because after a semi-final like this one, there is no telling what Sunday might bring.